I'm Nick Bennett, 59, retired firefighter who raised my daughter alone. Last Tuesday she called, "Dad, don't come to Christmas dinner. I'm embarrassed." Wednesday morning she woke up to a zero balance. Look, I know what you're thinking. Another bitter father story, right? But hear me out. 23 years I carried people out of burning buildings, saved 53 lives, spent $340,000 putting Amanda through medical school, every penny of my disability settlement. She's Dr. Amanda Bennett now, pediatric surgeon. Makes more in a month than I made in a year. Lives in a $4, $200 a month penthouse I co-signed for. Drives a BMW I'm still paying for. And she called me last Tuesday with those exact words. "Dad, don't come to Christmas dinner. My colleagues will be there. I'm embarrassed by my firefighter father." So I made a simple decision. If Amanda wanted independence from her embarrassing dad, she could have it. Complete independence. That Wednesday morning she discovered what independence really costs. $156,000 gone from her account. Her apartment lease terminated. Her car repossessed. Her credit cards canceled. Everything. Because sometimes love means letting go, even when it breaks your heart. Let me back up. My name is Nick Bennett. Friends call me Nick. Spent 23 years with the Chicago Fire Department. Engine Company 47. Good years. Hard years. I loved that job. Loved helping people. Running into burning buildings while everyone else ran out. The adrenaline. The brotherhood. The feeling that what you did mattered. Then came March 15th, 2019. House fire on Ashland Avenue. 3-story walk-up. Family trapped on the second floor. I went up. Got the mother and 2 kids out. Went back for the father. That's when the floor gave way. Fell straight through to the basement. 20 feet down onto concrete and twisted steel. Crushed 3 vertebrae, herniated 4 discs. Doctors said I'd never fight fires again. They were right. Amanda was 26 then, just finishing her surgical residency at Northwestern. She came to the hospital, held my hand. "Dad, I'm so sorry." But even then, I could see it in her eyes. The embarrassment. Her colleagues asking questions. "Your father? The one in the hospital bed?" She never brought anyone around after that. See, Amanda's mother left when she was 8, just disappeared one morning, found a note on the kitchen table. "I can't do this anymore. Take care of Amanda." That was it. 20 years of marriage, gone. So it was just me and Amanda, father and daughter against the world. I worked double shifts, overtime whenever I could get it. Amanda needed things, private school, tutoring, music lessons. The other kids had 2 parents, 2 incomes. I had to be both. Missed a lot of sleep, missed a lot of meals. But I never missed Amanda's recitals. Never missed parent-teacher conferences. Never missed tucking her in at night. She was brilliant, always was. Straight A's through high school, full scholarship to Northwestern, then medical school. That's when the real money started flowing out. Tuition, $62,000 a year. Living expenses, $18,000 a year. Books, equipment, board exams, another $8,000 annually, 4 years of medical school, 4 years of residency on almost no pay. I liquidated everything. My retirement fund, the settlement from my injury, even took out a second mortgage on the house. Total investment in Dr. Amanda Bennett, $340,000. Worth every penny, I thought. My daughter was going to save children's lives. But somewhere along the way, things changed. Amanda started talking differently, acting differently. She moved to a penthouse apartment in River North, $4,200 a month. "Dad, I need you to co-sign. My credit isn't established yet." Of course I co-signed. What father wouldn't? Then came the car payments, the insurance, the credit cards for professional wardrobe. Another $2,800 monthly. I was living on my disability pension and part-time security work. Amanda was living like a millionaire. On my dime, but she was my daughter, my only family. And she never said thank you. Not once. December 20th, 2024. That phone call. I was wrapping her Christmas present. A watch. Nothing fancy. $200 from Macy's. The phone rang. "Hi, Dad." "Amanda, I was just thinking about Christmas dinner. Should I bring anything? Wine? Dessert?" Silence. "Dad, we need to talk." My stomach dropped. Those words. Never good news. "I've been thinking, maybe you shouldn't come this year." "What do you mean?" "To Christmas dinner. Maybe it's better if you don't come."
I sat down hard on my couch, the same couch I'd had for 15 years. I don't understand. Look, Dad, I'm having people over, important people, colleagues from the hospital, friends, successful people. And, well, you're a retired firefighter, on disability. You wouldn't really fit in. The words hit like a sledgehammer. Amanda, I'm your father. I know, but think about it from my perspective. Dr. Harrison will be there. She's the department head. And Dr. Chen, who's being considered for chief of surgery. And Marcus, my boyfriend. He's a corporate lawyer. I'd never heard of Marcus before. These are sophisticated people, Dad. They talk about things like investment portfolios and wine collections and European vacations. What do I talk about? You talk about, I don't know, fires, old work stories, your back problems. Each word was a knife. Amanda, it's embarrassing, Dad, I'm sorry, but it is. I should have hung up, should have told her what I thought. Instead, I said, okay, really? Yeah, I understand. Thanks, Dad. I knew you'd get it. She hung up. I sat there for an hour, just staring at that wrapped present. Christmas Eve came. I drove past her building, couldn't help myself. Saw the cars in the parking garage, BMW, Mercedes, Tesla. Saw the lights in her 23rd floor window. Could imagine the scene. Crystal glasses, expensive wine. People in suits talking about their success. My daughter, ashamed of the man who made it all possible. I drove home, ate a frozen dinner, watched It's a Wonderful Life alone. Christmas morning, my phone buzzed. Text from Amanda. Merry Christmas, Dad. Thanks for understanding. Maybe we can do lunch next week? Maybe we can do lunch. Like I was some distant acquaintance. That's when something inside me broke. Not my heart. That had been breaking for years. Something else, something deeper. My pride, my self-respect. The part of me that remembered carrying her on my shoulders, teaching her to ride a bike, sitting in hospital waiting rooms during her appendectomy. The part that remembered $340,000 in medical school bills. The part that remembered co-signing for her penthouse. The part that remembered working overtime while she studied. Going without so she could have everything. 23 years of loving her more than my own life, and she was embarrassed by me. I spent Christmas Day going through my files, bank statements, loan documents, insurance papers. That penthouse lease, my name was on it. Primary signer. The car loan, my credit, my responsibility, her credit cards, I was the guarantor. The joint checking account we'd opened when she started residency, both our names. For emergencies, she'd said, emergencies like rent, like car payments, like her lifestyle. I'd been funding Dr. Amanda Bennett's entire existence, and she was ashamed to have dinner with me. That night I made a decision. If Amanda wanted independence from her embarrassing father, she could have it. Complete independence. Let me tell you about sacrifice. Real sacrifice. Not the kind you read about in motivational books. The kind that breaks your body, changes your future, costs you everything. When Amanda was 8 and her mother left, I had choices. I could have remarried, found someone to help raise her. I could have moved closer to my parents in Ohio. Let them help. I could have put Amanda in public school, saved money, kept more for myself. I didn't do any of those things. Instead, I chose Amanda. Every single day for 23 years. Age 8. Private school at St. Mary S., $8,000 a year. On a firefighter's salary. I worked every overtime shift available. Holidays, weekends, double shifts. Other guys complained about mandatory overtime. I volunteered. Amanda needed stability. Good teachers. Small classes. While other fathers watched football on Sundays, I was at the firehouse, making time and a half to pay for her education. Age 12. Amanda wanted piano lessons. Dad, Jennifer takes piano. Can I take piano? Piano lessons $80 a week. Piano rental $150 a month. I said yes. Picked up weekend work doing security at Cubs games. Stood on my feet for 8 hours, making sure drunk fans didn't fight. So Amanda could play Mozart. She quit after 2 years. Piano's boring, Dad. I want to try soccer instead. Soccer equipment? $300. Soccer camp? $1,200. League fees? $400. I said yes. Age 16. SAT prep courses. Dad, everyone's taking Kaplan. I need to take Kaplan. $1,800 for a test prep course. I cashed in my vacation days. Worked Christmas Day, New Year's Eve. Amanda scored 1540. Got into Northwestern. I was so proud I cried. Age 18, college tuition. Even with her scholarship, we needed $15,000 a year. Room and board, books, lab fees, sorority dues. I refinanced the house twice, went from a 30-year mortgage to a 40-year mortgage. My monthly payment increased by $400. I'd be paying off that house until I was 75. But Amanda was at Northwestern. Age 22, medical school, the big one. The dream, $62,000 a year tuition, $18,000 a year living expenses, $8,000 a year for books, equipment, licensing exams, 4 years total, $352,000. I liquidated my retirement account, all of it, $180,000 gone, 20 years of saving. Early withdrawal penalties cost me another $18,000. I took out loans against my injury settlement, borrowed against my life insurance, mortgaged everything I owned. Amanda was going to be a doctor. Nothing else mattered. But here's what Amanda never knew. In 2020, during her second year of medical school, my back got worse. The doctors recommended surgery, spinal fusion. Mr. Bennett, without this surgery, you'll be in chronic pain. Your mobility will decrease. Quality of life will suffer. The surgery cost $85,000. My insurance would cover $60,000. I'd be responsible for $25,000. Amanda's tuition that semester, $31,000. I had $30,000 in savings. I could pay for her school, or I could fix my back. I chose Amanda, declined the surgery, started taking pain medication instead. Amanda graduated medical school debt-free. I've been in pain every day since. Every morning when I wake up, my back screams. Getting out of bed takes 10 minutes. Some days I can barely walk. But Dr. Amanda Bennett has no student loans. She never knew the cost. During her residency, she called me constantly. Dad, I need $800 for medical licensing fees. Dad, can you help with rent? Residents don't make much. Dad, I need a professional wardrobe. Can you loan me $2,000? I said yes every time. Worked security jobs, deliveries, anything to help. Other retirees my age were taking cruises. I was working nights at a warehouse, making $12 an hour, so Amanda could look professional. When she finished residency and got her job at Children's Memorial, I thought things would change. Dad, I'm making real money now. I can start paying you back. But instead of paying me back, she asked for more. The penthouse apartment. Dad, I need you to co-sign. My credit history isn't established. Of course, I co-signed. $4,200 a month, more than my entire pension. The car lease. Dad, I need reliable transportation. Can you guarantee the loan? $650 a month for a BMW. The credit cards. Dad, I need to build credit. Can you be the guarantor? $2,800 a month in charges. Restaurant meals, designer clothes, spa treatments, things I'd never experienced in my life. All on my financial responsibility. Total investment in Dr. Amanda Bennett. $340,000 in medical school. Current monthly obligation, $7,650. My disability pension, $3,200 a month. I was working 3 part-time jobs to keep Amanda living like a wealthy woman. And she was embarrassed to eat dinner with me. That Christmas night I couldn't sleep. My back was killing me. The usual pain, but worse. Stress makes everything worse. I took 2 pain pills instead of 1. Lay on my couch with a heating pad. Stared at the ceiling. Thought about that phone call. You wouldn't really fit in. It's embarrassing, Dad. Sophisticated people. As if 23 years of saving lives wasn't sophisticated. As if sacrificing everything for your child wasn't successful. As if love wasn't an achievement worth mentioning. Around 3 a.m. I got up, walked to my desk, pulled out the files, bank statements, loan documents, lease agreements, spread them across the kitchen table, started adding numbers. Joint checking account, $156,000. My disability payments direct deposited there. Amanda's spending money withdrawn from there. Account holders, Nick Bennett and Amanda Bennett. Legal access, both parties. Penthouse lease agreement. Primary signer, Nick Bennett. Co-signer, Amanda Bennett. Financial responsibility, Nick Bennett. Right to terminate, Nick Bennett. BMW lease agreement. Primary obligation, Nick Bennett. Authorized driver, Amanda Bennett. Insurance policyholder, Nick Bennett. Credit card accounts. Guarantor, Nick Bennett. Authorized user, Amanda Bennett. Payment responsibility, Nick Bennett.
I sat there looking at those papers until sunrise, realized something I'd never seen before. Amanda didn't just depend on me financially. I owned her entire lifestyle. Every monthly payment went through me. Every contract had my name first. Every obligation was ultimately mine. She wasn't independent. She was completely dependent. And she was embarrassed by the man who made it all possible. That morning I made coffee, sat at my kitchen table, made a list, not an angry list, not a revenge list, a practical list. If Amanda wanted independence from her embarrassing father, I could give her that. Real independence, complete independence, the kind where you're responsible for your own success. Item 1, joint checking account. My disability money, my partial ownership, my right to withdraw. Item 2, penthouse lease, my signature, my credit, my name, my right to terminate. Item 3, car lease, my obligation, my insurance, my right to cancel. Item 4, credit card guarantees, my responsibility, my liability, my right to revoke. I wasn't angry. Anger would have been destructive. This wasn't destruction. This was construction. Construction of boundaries. Construction of independence. Amanda's independence. See, here's what I'd learned in 23 years of firefighting. Sometimes you have to cut people free. Sometimes a rope is holding someone down instead of lifting them up. Sometimes the kindest thing you can do is let go. Amanda wanted to be independent, wanted to be successful without her embarrassing father, wanted to stand on her own among her sophisticated friends. I was going to help her do exactly that. No more safety net. No more financial backing. No more guaranteed payments. Just Dr. Amanda Bennett standing on her own, making her own way, paying her own bills, living within her own means, being truly independent. I spent that morning researching. Bank policies, lease termination procedures, account closure requirements. Everything was legal. Everything was proper. Joint accounts could be closed by either party. Leases could be terminated by the primary signer. Guarantees could be revoked with proper notice. By noon, I had a plan, step by step, document by document, phone call by phone call, a systematic transfer of responsibility. From Nick Bennett to Dr. Amanda Bennett. I wasn't taking anything that wasn't mine. I was simply stopping giving everything that was. Amanda wanted independence. She was about to get it. December 26th, 8 a.m. I woke up with purpose. First time in months my back didn't hurt when I got out of bed. Funny how clarity can be better than pain medication. First stop, Chicago Community Bank. Been banking there for 30 years. Teller knew me by name. Morning, Mr. Bennett. How can we help you today? I need to make a withdrawal from my joint checking account. Of course. How much? All of it. She looked at her screen. Sir, that's $156,000. I know. That's a large withdrawal. Is everything okay? Everything's fine. It's my money. She looked uncomfortable. Well, technically, it's a joint account. Both account holders have access, but I can withdraw my own funds, correct? Yes, sir, you can. Then I'd like to withdraw $156,000. Today took an hour. Manager had to approve it. Asked me 3 times if I was sure. Verified my identity twice. Asked about potential fraud or coercion. Sir, this is unusual. Are you being forced to make this withdrawal? No, I'm choosing to make this withdrawal. Can I ask what for? Independence. He looked confused but processed the paperwork. $156,000 in cashier's checks, deposited into my personal account. The account only I could access. The account Amanda had never seen. Amanda's spending money. Gone. Amanda's safety net. Gone. Amanda's financial cushion. Gone. Second stop, Lincoln Property Management. Managed Amanda's penthouse building. Mr. Bennett, good to see you. How's Dr. Bennett? She's fine. I'm here about the lease. Is there a problem? No problem. I'm terminating it. Terminating? But Dr. Bennett just renewed for another year. I'm the primary signer. I'm terminating effective January 31st. Sir, that's only 5 weeks' notice. Lease requires 30 days. I'm giving 35. He pulled up the contract on his computer. Read through it twice. You're right. You do have the right to terminate, but where will Dr. Bennett live? That's Dr. Bennett's decision to make. Should we call her? No need, I'll inform her myself. Third stop, BMW dealership. Mr.
Bennett, how's that 3 Series running?
Fine, I'm here to return it.
Return it? Is there a mechanical problem?
No, I'm terminating the lease. Sir, there are early termination fees, significant fees. How much? $3,200. I wrote a check. When do you need the car back? Today. Today? But Dr. Bennett will make other transportation arrangements. Sir, we should probably call her. No need. I handed over the keys, took an Uber home. 4th stop. My kitchen table, phone calls, car insurance company. I need to remove Dr. Amanda Bennett from my policy. Is she getting her own policy? That's her choice. Effective when? Today. Credit card companies. 3 different companies. 3 different conversations. All the same result. I'm revoking my guarantee on Amanda Bennett's accounts. Sir, she has outstanding balances totaling $8,400. Then she'll need to pay them. Without your guarantee, we'll have to freeze her accounts. I understand. And demand immediate payment. I understand. This will significantly impact her credit score. I understand. Utilities company. I need to cancel service at 1247 North Lake Shore Drive, Unit 2304. That's Dr. Bennett's apartment. It's my account. Sir, if we cancel service, cancel it effective February 1st. But she'll have no electricity, no heat. She can establish her own account, cell phone company. I need to remove a line from my family plan. Which line? Amanda Bennett. She'll lose her number. She can get a new number, and her phone will stop working immediately. I understand. By 3 p.m. it was done. Every connection severed, every guarantee revoked, every safety net removed. Dr. Amanda Bennett was now truly independent. I drove to her building one last time, parked across the street, looked up at her 23rd floor window, imagined her inside, probably working late, probably reviewing charts, probably saving children's lives, probably not thinking about her embarrassing father. In 18 hours, she'd discover what independence really meant. Her cards would be declined. Her car would be gone. Her apartment lease terminated. Her phone disconnected. Her financial world would collapse. And she'd learn what sophisticated people really understand. Everything has a cost. Every privilege has a source. Every lifestyle has a foundation. She'd built hers on her father's sacrifice. And her father had just withdrawn his support. That evening, I made dinner. Spaghetti with meat sauce. Same thing I'd made for Amanda when she was 8, when it was just the 2 of us against the world. When she'd sit at the same kitchen table and tell me about her day. When she'd hug me goodnight and say, "I love you, Daddy." Before medical school, before success, before sophistication, before embarrassment. I ate alone, went to bed early, slept better than I had in years. Tomorrow Amanda would wake up to her new independence, and I would wake up to mine. December 27th, 6:43 a.m. My phone started ringing. Amanda. I let it go to voicemail. Rang again immediately. I turned off the phone, made coffee, read the newspaper. Normal morning routine. 7:15 a.m. Someone pounding on my front door. Loud. Frantic. Desperate. I knew who it was. Took my time walking to the door. Looked through the peephole. Amanda. Still in scrubs from the hospital. Hair disheveled. Face red. Pounding like the house was on fire. I opened the door. "Hi, sweetheart." "What did you do?" "No hello. No good morning. Straight to accusation." "I'm not sure what you mean." "Don't play dumb, Dad. My cards. My phone. My car." "What about them?" "They're gone. Everything's gone." She pushed past me into the house. Stood in my living room like she owned it. Funny. This was the first time she'd been here in 8 months. "My account is empty. Completely empty." "That's unfortunate." "Unfortunate, Dad, you took my money." "I took my money." "What?" "It was a joint account, my disability payments, my money." "But I need that money." "For what?" For everything. Rent, car payments, credit cards." "Ah." I sat down in my recliner. She remained standing, pacing, frantic. "Dad, this isn't funny. I have responsibilities." "I'm sure you do. I have to pay rent by January 1st. That's 5 days." "Sounds urgent." "Dad, stop acting weird. Fix this. Fix this." Like I was her personal problem solver. Like I existed to clean up her messes. Like I was some kind of service provider. "Amanda, sit down." "I don't want to sit down. I want my money back." "Sit down." Something in my voice. Something she hadn't heard before. She sat on the edge of the couch, perched like she might run any second. "Now. Explain to me why your rent is my responsibility." Because you always pay it." "Why do I always pay it?" "Because you're my father.
And? And fathers help their children, do they? Yes. Even when their children are embarrassed by them? Silence. Her face changed, finally understanding why I was here. Dad, about Christmas dinner? Yes. Let's talk about Christmas dinner. I can explain. Please do. She took a breath, put on her professional voice, the one she used with difficult patience. Dad, you have to understand, these people, my colleagues, they're different. Different how? They're educated, sophisticated. They talk about complex things. What kind of complex things? Medical research, investment strategies, cultural events. And I can't participate in those conversations? Well, no, not really. Because I'm just a firefighter. You're not just a firefighter. But you're not in their world. Their world. Tell me about their world, Amanda. What do you mean? These sophisticated people, what makes them so special? They've achieved things, built careers, made something of themselves. Have they saved 53 lives? What? 53 people? That's how many I carried out of burning buildings. Dad, have they sacrificed $340,000 for another person's education? Dad, please. Have they worked 3 jobs at age 59 to support someone else's lifestyle? You don't understand. I understand perfectly. I stood up, looked down at her. You're embarrassed by the man who made your success possible. That's not true. You told me I wouldn't fit in. I was trying to protect you. From what? From feeling uncomfortable. Or were you protecting yourself from feeling uncomfortable? She didn't answer. Amanda, I've been uncomfortable every day for 4 years. What do you mean? My back. The injury that ended my career. It's gotten worse. Dad, I didn't know. It's gotten worse because I declined surgery in 2020. Why would you decline surgery? Because your tuition was due. What? $25,000 for spinal fusion. $31,000 for your tuition. I had $30,000 in savings. I watched her face. Watched understanding dawn. I chose your education over my health. Dad, no. Every day since then I wake up in pain. Why didn't you tell me? Because I didn't want to burden you. But I could have helped. How? You've never had money of your own. I could have taken loans. With what credit? What collateral? What income? Silence. Amanda, everything you have, everything you are was built on my sacrifice. I know that. Do you? Yes, of course I know that. Then why are you embarrassed by me? She started crying. Real tears, not manipulation, genuine regret. I don't know. I don't know why I said that. Yes, you do. Dad, you said it because it's true. You are embarrassed by me. I was wrong. Were you wrong? Or were you honest? She looked at me, red eyes, running mascara, still in hospital scrubs. I was honest, and I hate myself for it. Here's what's going to happen, Amanda. My voice steady, calm, final. You wanted independence from your embarrassing father. Dad, I didn't mean... Now you have it. What do you mean? Complete independence. No more monthly payments from me. No more financial backing. No more guaranteed loans. You can't be serious. I'm completely serious. Dad, I'll lose everything. Then you'll rebuild everything. How? The same way sophisticated people do it. Dad, please, I'm sorry. I'll never say anything like that again. I believe you. Then fix this, please. I looked at my daughter, my only child, the person I'd loved more than life itself for 31 years. Amanda. Yes, you wanted independence. Now you have it. She stared at me, finally understanding. This wasn't temporary anger. This wasn't a lesson to be learned and forgotten. This was permanent change. The end of the old relationship. The beginning of something new. Or the end of everything. Dad, I need you. You said you were embarrassed by me. I was wrong. But you meant it. Yes, but I was wrong to mean it. I walked to the front door, opened it. You have 5 days to figure out your rent. Dad, you have car payments due next week. Dad, please. You have credit card bills and utilities and all the responsibilities of an independent adult. I can't do this alone. Sophisticated people do it every day. She stood up, walked toward me, stopped at the doorway. What if I can't? Then you'll learn what failure costs. And if I succeed, then you'll earn something you've never had. What's that? Self-respect. She left. I closed the door, sat back down in my recliner. For the first time in years, I felt peaceful. The burden was lifted, the rope was cut, Amanda was free, and so was I. 3 days later, December 30th,
My phone had been ringing constantly. Amanda calling from different numbers, hospital phones, friends' phones, unknown numbers. I didn't answer any of them. That afternoon, someone knocked on my door. Gentle knocking. Not Amanda's desperate pounding. I looked through the peephole. A woman I didn't recognize. Professional clothes, kind face. I opened the door. Mr. Bennett? Yes. I'm Dr. Sarah Chen. I work with Amanda at Children's Memorial. The department head, from Amanda's Christmas dinner list. She's asked me to speak with you. About what? May I come in? I led her to the living room. She sat on the couch where Amanda had sat 3 days earlier. Mr. Bennett, Amanda is in trouble. What kind of trouble? Financial trouble? Housing trouble? Transportation trouble? I see. She's been sleeping in the hospital break room for 2 days. The hospital allows that? Officially, no, but she's a good doctor. We're making exceptions. That's kind of you. Mr. Bennett, she tells me you've withdrawn your financial support. That's correct. May I ask why? I looked at this woman, sophisticated, educated, successful, one of the people Amanda hadn't wanted me to meet. Dr. Chen, what do you know about Amanda's background? I know she's an excellent pediatric surgeon. Do you know how she paid for medical school? She's never mentioned student loans. That's because she doesn't have any. She was fortunate enough to have family support. She was fortunate enough to have a father who sacrificed everything. Dr. Chen shifted uncomfortably. Mr. Bennett, I'm not here to judge your family situation. Then why are you here? Because Amanda is collapsing. Emotionally, physically, professionally. I'm sorry to hear that. Yesterday, she made a mistake during surgery. Minor mistake, but still. Is the child okay? Yes. But Amanda was distracted, stressed. This isn't like her. Dr. Chen, let me ask you something. Of course. Do you know what I did for a living? Amanda mentioned you were retired. I was a firefighter. 23 years. Her expression changed slightly. That's admirable work. Is it? Of course. Firefighters save lives. So do pediatric surgeons. Yes, they do. Do you think one is more valuable than the other? That's not a fair comparison. Why not? They're different skill sets, different training levels, different education levels. Well, yes, different class levels. She didn't answer. Dr. Chen, would you be embarrassed to have dinner with a firefighter? What do you mean? If you were hosting colleagues and someone brought their firefighter father, would you be embarrassed? Mr. Bennett, I don't understand where this is going. Amanda was embarrassed by me. She's told me about the Christmas dinner situation. What exactly did she tell you? That there was a misunderstanding. No misunderstanding. She clearly told me I wouldn't fit in with sophisticated people like you. Dr. Chen looked uncomfortable. Mr. Bennett, Amanda loves you. I'm sure she does, but she's also ashamed of me. People say things they don't mean when they're stressed. Do they? I stood up, walked to my desk, pulled out a folder, sat back down. Dr. Chen, would you like to see what love looks like? What do you mean? I opened the folder, pulled out bank statements, medical school tuition payments, 4 years, $248,000. I showed her the statements. Her eyes widened. Living expenses during medical school, $72,000. More papers, books, equipment, licensing fees, $28,000. She was staring at the numbers. Total investment in Dr. Amanda Bennett's education, $348,000. Mr. Bennett, from my disability settlement, my retirement savings, my mortgage refinancing. I had no idea. Of course you didn't. Amanda told people she was self-made. I pulled out more papers. Current monthly expenses I've been covering. Mr. Bennett, you don't need to. Rent, $4,200. Car payment, $650. Insurance, $400. Credit cards, $1,800. That's $7,050 a month. My disability pension is $3,200 monthly. Then how? 3 part-time jobs, security work, delivery driving, warehouse shifts. She stared at me. At age 59 with a chronic back injury. Mr. Bennett, I'm so sorry. Sorry for what? I didn't realize. Amanda never told us. What did Amanda tell you? That she was successful, independent.
She is successful as a doctor, but not independent. No, not until now. Dr. Chen was quiet for a long moment. Mr. Bennett, there's something else. What? Amanda mentioned that you've been in pain. Back problems? Since 2019. Have you sought treatment? I pulled out another paper, surgery recommendation from 2020. Spinal fusion surgery, $85,000. Insurance would cover $60,000. Why didn't you have the surgery? Amanda's tuition was due. Dr. Chen's face went pale. You chose her education over your health? I chose her future over my comfort. But the pain gets worse every year. Mr. Bennett, you need that surgery. I can't afford it now. Why not? I used my medical savings to fund Amanda's lifestyle. She stared at the papers spread across my coffee table, bank statements, medical bills, loan documents, the physical evidence of 23 years of sacrifice. She doesn't know about the surgery, does she? No, you never told her. What would be the point? The point would be she could have helped, made different choices. Dr. Chen, Amanda has never had her own money. How could she have helped? She could have taken loans? Guaranteed by whom? With what collateral? She could have worked. When? During medical school? During residency? Dr. Chen realized the truth. Amanda had never been financially independent. Not for a single day of her adult life. Everything had been provided by her father. The father she was embarrassed by. Mr. Bennett, what do you want from Amanda? Nothing. Nothing? I want her to be independent, like she said she wanted. But she's struggling. Struggling is how people learn. She could lose her apartment. Then she'll find a new one. She could ruin her credit. Then she'll rebuild it. She could fail. Then she'll know what failure costs. Dr. Chen looked at me with new understanding. You're not doing this out of anger. No, you're doing this out of love. I'm doing this out of necessity. She gathered her things to leave. Mr. Bennett, may I ask you something? Of course. If Amanda apologizes, truly apologizes, will you help her again? Dr. Chen, I've been helping Amanda for 31 years. And sometimes the most helpful thing you can do is stop helping. Even if she fails? Especially if she fails. She headed for the door, stopped, turned back. Mr. Bennett? Yes? For what it's worth, I think Amanda is very lucky to have a father like you. Dr. Chen? Yes. Thank you, but Amanda doesn't think so. After she left, I sat alone with those papers. Evidence of sacrifice, evidence of love, evidence of a father who gave everything, and evidence of why sometimes love requires letting go. Amanda wanted independence. Now she'd learn what independence really meant. With no safety net, no backup plan, no embarrassing father to save her, just Dr. Amanda Bennett, on her own, finally. January 3rd, 2025. New Year had passed quietly. I spent it alone. Watched the ball drop on television. Went to bed at 10:30, same as every night. My phone hadn't rung in 2 days. Amanda had stopped calling. I wondered where she was sleeping, if she'd found a new apartment, if she'd figured out transportation, if she was eating regularly. Then I reminded myself, not my responsibility anymore. That afternoon, I had a doctor's appointment. Dr. Rodriguez, my pain management specialist. How's the back, Nick? Same, maybe worse. Pain level, scale of 1 to 10, 7, 8 on bad days. Any new symptoms? Leg numbness. Sometimes I can't feel my left foot. He frowned, made notes. Nick, we need to discuss surgery again. Can't afford it. Your insurance. We'll cover 60%. I can't afford the other 40. How much would that be? About $25,000. Nick, without surgery, you're looking at progressive deterioration. What does that mean? Eventual wheelchair dependency. I sat in my car in the parking lot afterward. Wheelchair dependency. 23 years of saving people. Now I couldn't save myself. Because I'd given everything to a daughter who was ashamed of me. Funny how life works out. That evening, I was watching television when my neighbor knocked. Mrs. Patterson from next door. Sweet lady. Widowed. In her 70s. Nick, I hope you don't mind me asking. What is it, Mrs. Patterson? I couldn't help but notice. Amanda hasn't been around lately. Mrs. Patterson had watched Amanda grow up. Used to babysit when I worked double shifts. No, she hasn't. Is everything all right? Everything's fine. It's just, she usually visits more often. She's busy with her career. Mrs. Patterson looked concerned. Nick, forgive me for saying this, but you look tired. I am tired. More tired than usual. Sad. I'm fine, Mrs. Patterson. You know, if you ever need anything, I appreciate that. I mean it. Anything at all. After she left, I thought about kindness. Mrs. Patterson offering help. Dr. Chen checking on Amanda. Even the bank teller expressing concern about my withdrawal. Strangers showing more care than my own daughter had. Not recently, anyway. Amanda used to be kind. Used to call just to check on me. Used to visit without needing money. When did that change? When did I become just a provider instead of a person? January 5th. I was at the grocery store when I saw her. Amanda. In the frozen food aisle. She looked different, thinner, exhausted, wearing scrubs and a heavy coat, hair pulled back messily, no makeup. She was studying prices on frozen dinners, comparing costs, something she'd never had to do before. I watched from 3 aisles away. She selected the cheapest option, put back the name brand items, counted cash before heading to checkout. Real cash, not credit cards. I followed at a distance, watched her pay with exact change, leave with 2 small bags, drive away in a 10-year-old Honda, not her BMW. A used car, with a dent in the passenger door. I stood in that parking lot for 10 minutes. Part of me wanted to follow her, see where she was living now, make sure she was safe. But that was the old me, the father who solved every problem, the safety net who caught every fall. Amanda needed to learn, and I needed to let her. That night, Dr. Chen called me. "Mr. Bennett, I hope you don't mind me calling." "Not at all. I wanted you to know Amanda is doing better." "I'm glad to hear that. She found an apartment, small studio, 40 minutes from the hospital." "Good. She's taking the bus to work, sometimes gets rides from colleagues. That's resourceful. She's working extra shifts, picking up emergency calls. She always was a hard worker." "Mr. Bennett?" "Yes. She's been asking about you." "Oh? Wondering how you're doing. If you're okay." "What did you tell her?" "I told her I thought you missed her. Dr. Chen..." "Do you? Miss her?" I was quiet for a moment. "Every day. She misses you too." "Did she say that?" "She didn't have to." January 7th. I was leaving physical therapy when I saw Amanda's car, the dented Honda, parked across the street from the clinic. She was sitting inside, watching. When she saw me, she ducked down, like she was hiding. I walked to my truck, drove home, checked my rearview mirror. She was following, at a distance, being careful. I parked in my driveway. She parked down the street, waited. I went inside. An hour later, she was gone. This continued for 3 days. Amanda following me, watching from a distance, never approaching, never calling, just observing, like she was checking on me, making sure I was okay, the way I used to check on her, when she was little, when she needed protecting. Now she was protecting me, in her own way. From a distance, it was sweet and heartbreaking and necessary. We both needed this time, this space, this silence, to figure out who we were without our old roles, father and provider, daughter and dependent. Maybe we could become something new, something better, something built on respect instead of obligation. But that would take time and patience and the courage to love differently for both of us. January 15th, Martin Luther King Day. I was having coffee when Amanda knocked, gentle knocking this time, not desperate, not demanding. I opened the door. She looked different, tired but stronger, thinner but more solid. "Hi, Dad." "Hi, sweetheart. Can we talk?" "Of course." We sat in the living room. Same spots as before, but everything felt different. "Dad, I've been thinking." "About what?" "About what you said, about independence. And you were right." I waited. "I've never been independent, not really." "No, you haven't." I was living in a fantasy, thinking I was successful. "You are successful, as a doctor, but not as a person." She pulled out an envelope. "I brought you something." "What is it?" $3,200. "Amanda, it's not much, but it's mine. I earned it working extra shifts. I can't take your money." "Dad, please, it's important." "Why?" "Because I need to start paying you back." "Amanda." "Dad, I calculated it. $340,000 plus interest, plus all the monthly payments over the years. I owe you over $500,000. You don't owe me anything." "Yes, I do." "Amanda, you're my daughter. And you're my father, not my bank." She was right. "At minimum wage, working every available hour, it'll take me 12 years to pay you back." "Amanda, but I want to do it. I need to do it." I looked at this woman, my daughter,
Finally understanding responsibility. Okay. Really, but on one condition. What? You get your own apartment, your own car, your own credit cards. I already have those things. Good. Dad? Yes. Can I ask you something? Anything. Do you forgive me? Amanda, there's nothing to forgive. Yes, there is. I was cruel, selfish, ungrateful. You were young. I was 31. You were inexperienced. I hurt you. Yes, you did. Can you forgive me? I looked at my daughter. Really looked at her. For the first time in years, I saw the child who used to hug my neck, who used to say, I love you, Daddy, who used to make me feel like a hero. Amanda? Yes? I forgave you the moment you walked away. She started crying. Real tears, relief tears. I love you, Dad. I love you too. Can we try again? Try what again? Being family, but differently this time. How differently? With boundaries, with respect, with independence. I'd like that. We talked for 2 hours about her new life, her studio apartment, her used car, her budget, her plans. She'd grown up, finally, at 31. Better late than never. Dad? Yes? Next Christmas, would you like to have dinner? Just the two of us? Just the two of us. I'd love that. I'll cook. You can cook now? I'm learning. YouTube University. We both laughed. It felt good to laugh together. When she left, I felt something I hadn't felt in years. Hope. Not hope for money back. Not hope for gratitude. Hope for relationship. Real relationship. Built on love and respect, instead of dependency and obligation. Amanda was finally independent. And so was I. Sometimes love means holding on. Sometimes love means letting go. The wisdom is knowing the difference. I'd held on for 31 years. Then I let go. Now we could hold on again, but differently. As equals. As family. As father and daughter who chose each other, instead of father and daughter who needed each other. That makes all the difference. If this story resonated with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Have you ever had to set boundaries with someone you love? How did you find the courage to let go? Leave a comment below, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories about love, family, and the courage to do what's right. Sometimes the hardest choice is the most loving choice. Sometimes setting someone free is the greatest gift you can give them. And sometimes it's the greatest gift you can give yourself.